Mr. Bomba, your take after this presentation. Do you think Zimbabwe is ready for elections next year?
Well, I don't think the country is ready for elections, primarily because a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of ensuring that you have conditions for an election that will not result in more chaos or result in a repeat of the crisis we have in 2008 have not been met. And part of these conditions include in having a proper constitution, democratic constitution in place, depolarizing the country through some process of national healing and transitional justice, so that you reduce the risk of violence, and making sure that the preparation for the election is done well, including having a voters' roll that is clean. All of these things are going to take at least a year to do. So I don't think it's viable, it's feasible to have a credible election next year.
And your general take on the performance of the GNU?
Well, I think the GNU needs to be given more credit than what people have been giving right now. When I look at some of the changes that have happened now, including reducing inflation from 500 billion% to less than 5%, including in education now, a situation where you have the student people book per people ratio coming down from about 15 to 1 to 1. More than 70% of kids were not in school in 2009. Now you have some of these schools open, changes you've seen in the health sector, and even the fact that you now have a reality where in the past Mugabe would simply appoint whatever commission he wanted, but now even with the problems we faced in the appointment of these commissions, at least there was a measure of openness. Mugabe was restricted to choosing those commissioners from the names that had been submitted through parliament. So I think they need to be given more credit than people are giving right now. But at the same time, I agree in total with the sentiments that where we are going is still quite a distance, and we need to brace up for that, because we want to ensure that we have a full transition to not only a democratic society but also a society in which there is equity, in people's livelihoods.
And do you think the people of Zimbabwe are going to give the constitution that's being currently drafted a thumbs up?
I think it is going to depend on what is going to be in that draft. Right now, they've not yet reached the drafting stage. All of us are just waiting to see what that content is going to be. I think if the team that is going to be drafting this reflects what people were contributing, people will be giving this constitution a thumbs up. It will be such a lost opportunity if the country was to revert back to the 19 times amended Lancaster House constitution. So I am hopeful that these people who are going to be drafting this are going to be cognizant of the moment that we are in, and the historical significance of having a new constitution that significantly advances democratic rights in this country, and they will make sure that that is in the constitution. And if that happens, I see a situation where we'll vote for that.
Thank you, Mr. Bomba.
You're welcome, Tunga. Yeah, keep up the good work. Hey.